The Doc is In is sponsored by Amada Senior Care.
Fox 56 News Chief Medical Contributor Dr. Ryan Stanton with us again in studio.
This time he's focusing on the rise in measles cases.
Everybody's seen the news. Texas is the hot spot right now, and you're going to like this, Paul. In the words of LL Cool J, don't call it a comeback. But instead of a knockout, we're seeing the comeback of measles, with 164 confirmed cases so far in 2025 across the U.S., most in Texas. In 2004, the U.S. only saw 27 confirmed cases, as the disease was considered eliminated in the U.S. at the turn of the millennium. Unfortunately, vaccine hesitancy and the dependence on influencers over science has led to a resurgence with nearly 1,300 cases of this vaccine-preventable disease in 2019. With a dip during the isolation of COVID, with the numbers now climbing once again, measles is one of the most infectious viruses that's known to humans, able to infect others hours after the infected person has left a room. In the outbreaks of 2025, 95% of these are unvaccinated, only 2% are fully vaccinated. In 2025, 82% are 18 or under, and over 20% of those will be sick enough to require admission to the hospital. And unfortunately, one child has died. The child was otherwise healthy, but unvaccinated. The key here is that skepticism is healthy, but blinders to independent, high-quality evidence is not. We expect numbers to continue to grow until the tide shifts with regard to vaccinations and the idea that nutraceuticals are nothing more than an augment to the scientific evidence.
All right, I was talking about this with Paul earlier, and I don't know if you can calm my anxiety at all, but I'm nervous. I'm vaccinated against measles, but I'm nervous that with the rise in cases that I'm going to get it. I know you mentioned 2% chances, but...
This is still very much a pediatric concern illness, more than anything. As you mentioned, 80% of these cases are in pediatrics, 18 or below. And so that's the biggest concern. Is as adults with healthy immune systems, our bodies can handle most infections. The problem is those that are higher risk, which are newborns, young kids, and the elderly. And unfortunately with this outbreak, you can imagine if I were in here now with measles, walked out, and 2 hours later you came in here and you caught measles because I had been in here. That's how infectious this disease is.
Do you often quote LL Cool J songs in your visits with patients?
I do often as part of the discharge information, often songs, seeing if they can pick them up. Unfortunately, Krista had no idea what we were talking about. She doesn't know what LL Cool J is. It's some version of orange juice, I guess.
Well, then we won't talk about Mama Said Knock You Out.
Exactly.
Don't worry about
I'm
Krista.
lost.
It's okay.
Google when we're Google during the break.
We don't know the young people's songs. So.
Nope.
Do you know Sabrina Carpenter?
We'll be back after this.
You're watching Fox 56 News. Our home, your news.